Alright, what's up, guys? It's been quite a while since I've actually been live. Busy, life, all that fun stuff. Um, Game's been on my radar for a while, I just haven't gotten around to playing it. Should be fairly interesting. I'm kind of curious. And give it a minute before I start. See, a few people make it in or not. I haven't streamed in like forever, so who knows who will actually pop in or not. Let me hold up. Let me. Nope, I didn't want that. There's Discord. I don't want to. How do I? Yo, Pooh, what's good, my dude? Been a long time, man. How you doing? So I don't really play Fortnite anymore. Kind of got bored of it and just been busy. I don't really. Not a person who really plays it. How have you been, man? How you doing? Busy, Pooh. Really busy. Busy life. I had to make sure you can hear me. Yeah, so I actually figured I would hop back into streaming since now I have a little bit more time. I'm doing good. What's up, Inferno? And I've had this game on my radar for a while, the Stanley Parable. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. Though I heard it's a pretty interesting game. If any of you know what the Stanley Parable is, you know the whole thing, just move now. That's awesome to her. That's great. Bro remembered his YouTube password. What? What do you mean, Inferno? Me? I've been busy, Inferno. I haven't been, like, on anything. I really haven't, so. Figured I'd just.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I know.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
I'm back now.
number 427.
Hopefully for more often.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
I do. I remember you, Inferno. You used to play Fortnite a few
Orders came
times.
to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Gotta go.
Although others might have
Who are you
considered it
gonna
so
leave stream just like
Stanley
that? I mean,
relished
come on,
every
man.
moment that the orders
Get on pack and listen.
as though he had been made exactly
Just ditching like that. Man.
Stanley was happy.
What's up, Chargers?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had
Party's
arrived
here,
on the
yes it
monitor for
is.
him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Change 8 more. What? Change 8 more goals.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can I interact with any of this?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, I hear clicking. Oh, I shut that off. Okay. Weird. Hello?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
What do you mean? This totally advanced the story. I think that's totally the right choices in my life. Don't tell me what's...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You tell me left, but I want to go right. I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sure! Where is the employee lounge? Oh.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
This is great. Alright. Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, we're gonna go straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my god, I love this game. No, I have a I'm on my PlayStation still.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
What if I jump?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Bye!
I realize, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
God.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
What? I didn't expect that.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah,
What
that's
could it mean?
cool.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my god.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I kind of still want to see what's on the other side of that thing before. I don't want to go to the meeting room. No, I don't care. I don't want to go to the meeting room.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Want to get back to where I was. Yep, that's cool. Bye.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm not ready for that yet either.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Can I get across there? Can I? Is there a way to...
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
But there's...
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your
Oh,
trust
wait,
in
it's
someone
lifting.
else can be difficult.
Oh, hell yeah, I can go over there.
The story has been about nothing but you.
Let's go.
All this time.
Move.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
I
you've
go through that door.
about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me. I'm
sorry.
asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
Who's been waiting? What? Who's she? Oh, I don't like this. Is there somewhere else? Oh, fudge. What in...
That's her, Stanley.
What?
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
What do you
If
mean?
you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I can't. I can't. Oh, I can crouch. I picked it up. What? What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Wow.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to
Thanks.
get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Hold up. Hold up.
Sorry, but you're in my
What?
story now.
What the? What? That? I'm... Oh.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Excuse me?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a
The
job
death?
that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Let me out. Let me out.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly
No,
what
let
he's
me
told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Let me leave!
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions.
The door's
into the
right there.
unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Let me leave.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press that to spend time with the
So
boys.
he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors
Oh,
and that
God.
he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Oh God, where are we going with
As
this?
he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Wait, another was a game with a baby? What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
What?
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons
Huh?
he always has. Nothing has changed.
What?
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
What? Back in my office?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an
confused.
observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. He
Wow.
won't listen to me.
Thanks,
He won't
dude.
stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
But if you ask...
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley
Please
pushed a
die?
button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? Oh, I thought the freaking thing crashed. Okay. So we're at the beginning again. That was interesting.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Okay. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, we'll do the left this time. Hello?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What in the world is this freaking PowerPoint? Using slides to assure employees everything. Make sure your slide to ensure calm and productive environment. What? What's this? What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. What is hot? Profits. What is this? We need less reviews. 405, we want to get rid of the desk sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water cooler heaters. Chart needs more hip to appeal to teenage. What? Find teenagers to put in the what? Does that say teenagers? Oh my god. Space between the two. So, something in the idea bins. What in the world? Tips for not getting fired? What kind of place is this guy working at? Synergize, expand, expedition, shift goal, trade, monetize, free to play. Interesting. Ooh, broom closet. Can I go in? Dang, I can't. Oh, I can!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if I don't? But I wish there was something like... There has to be something in here that
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty coming to a staircase.
Oh.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nah. Well, this screams death.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
What?
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun. and Stanley marveled
Oh, I
that he
don't
had
like
still
this.
not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them
Welcome back,
all
Chargers.
entered Stanley's head.
Flash!
One he was amazed
Pretty
he
good,
hadn't
man.
asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Okay.
Now the
Does
voice
this
was
mean
describing
something?
itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was
I don't get
Stanley
it.
simply deceiving himself? Believing that
there
if
something
he's
I'm
asleep,
supposed
he
to
doesn't
do?
have to take responsibility for himself?
Because I'm going in
Stanley is
circles.
as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew
Has to
for
be
certain,
something.
beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical
Well,
stars just a
that
moment
in there.
ago? How else would the voice explain all
Don't
that?
close.
This voice was a
Shit.
part of himself too.
Yeah.
Surely, if he could just...
12
He
feet
would
4.
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press
All right,
of the
Inferno.
mattress on his
See you,
back,
bye.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Interesting. Oh, okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be.
What's happening?
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What do you mean? What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed,
That's why there's someone
gathered
else.
her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So she just left us? Oh, that messed up. That's so messed up. She is so messed up.
All of his co-workers were
Yeah,
gone.
I know, I got
Stanley
it.
decided
I
to go to the meeting.
understand. I
Perhaps he had
get
simply
it.
missed a memo.
I know, we've been through this. You can shut up, you stupid voice.
When Stanley came to a set
We'll
of
go
two
left.
open doors,
Fine.
he entered the door on his left.
Yep, that's cool. Man, that was weird as...
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah, I know.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Okay,
Coming
fine,
to a
we'll go up.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is his boss's office? Executive bathroom? Man's got his own bathroom? Oh, I don't see anyone.
Stepping
Hello?
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not
God.
an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered
Oh,
in
there's a
disbelief
code.
who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he
Crap.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Okay.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Or I'm curious.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Interesting. Hello? That's not creepy at all. You know, I thought this was gonna be a not creepy-ish game. It's... Oh, I don't like this. Oh. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, me no like. Not a fan.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well. Oh, I can go back up, but I don't want to.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
There's escape. Nah, I'm curious. I have to know. Oh, this does not.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yep. What terrible secrets do we have here? Why is this in a freaking formator?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Bullshit. What?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Fired. Fired. Yeah. Somebody fired. What's this do?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Whoa, where am I?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. How do I do that? All that done. Console disabled. What does that do? Where are those stairs? Can I go down there? Watch it. That looks like a death trap. I really don't want to start over. Oh. What? 5? What does that mean? 5. 5! I don't understand. What do you mean? Oh, there's numbers up there too, though. Oh, is this a puzzle? Mind control, idle, wait, input. Maybe I go in here. Door didn't close behind me. What do I do?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was
Off.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
I don't think so.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Huh. Short game, but pretty cool. Oh wait, you can restart? I did beat the game, technically.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was, interesting. I don't know if I can... Huh. Gee, there's probably other choices. Let me see.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Where
this was
to go?
not the
Because
correct
there
way
was
to the
like a
meeting room,
pathway.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Unless I
lounge
die
first,
at that
just to
point.
admire
I
it.
might die. I don't know. I'm gonna test the theory, though.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley, for the first
That's
but
cool.
eager to
Bye.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Actually, technically, I could... Did I do that choice? I think I went the other way last time. First let's do this.
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
And we'll
it's
see.
incredible he
Well,
wasn't
there's like
5
different
years ago.
choices to each game. So... Can't go in there. See, I wonder if I can... If this moves, I can probably hop
Look, Stanley,
on
I
that.
think perhaps we've gotten
Because
off
it
on
looks
the
like
wrong
there's a
foot
door
here.
right there. Yeah, I
I'm
can
not
go
your
through there.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize
come
that
on.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
I
that
gotta
the
time it
story
right.
has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been... Really? I'm in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. Oh, not again! Oh.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
What if I walk through the blue door? Blue, red. I'm walking through the blue door. Screw you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I didn't misunderstand anything. I'm going through the blue
I
door.
still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
But I want the blue door! No, the blue door's right here, man.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Yep, I want to know.
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Sorry.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Sure. Looks cool.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
One.
One? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a one? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard? What? Doors opened? Is that legit? Only the 3% player chose the blue door, 98. How long did it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable careers? Or objectively ranked 900? What am I? What?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
2.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Get me.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Definitely not.
Let me boot it up.
Come on, let's go. Right now. Show me.
In this game, the baby crawls left to warn you danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Excuse
Be
me?
sure to keep notes on your experience.
What if I let him burn? I'm gonna let you burn.
You You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's
Wait,
over.
no, come
Thank you for
back!
playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh God, what are we playing now?
Ah, fascinating.
Oh my God, it's my favorite game for Overwatch. I played this stream. Remember this, guys?
Well, it
I
seems
played
obvious
this.
to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
You're ruining it.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into
Dude,
the
I
experience
remember
of
this
total
game. I
mental
played it
depravity.
on
So
stream.
far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I've already played this. You couldn't give me a better game? One I haven't played before, because I've played this. You stupid voice, listen to me! Oh, that's right, the stairs are on that side. Man, I played this game before. This guy just took a game I already played. I wonder if it was the same creators who made the game. Made Stanley Parable that made this one. I'm not sure.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What? What can't be? What are you talking about?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
What?
You nearly wandered off into that thing. A big open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
I'm fine! I've played this game before anyways! This game's pretty neat. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Oh God, where are you sending me? Wait a minute.
Wonderful.
Hey, it's Rocket
This is
League!
exactly what I had in mind.
Flash!
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this
man, it's Flash
is
in
game
chat.
design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally
Man,
impressed.
Flash in here again, see his favorite game of all time, Rocket League.
Okay,
I'm
so what
wondering.
exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back
God.
here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
What?
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
What? Oh, shit! How am I supposed to... Oh, this is... Okay.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist,
Oh,
but
it's
if one
Flash. He
ball
would have
generates
loved
a
this.
certain amount of raw adrenal
Flash
pleasure,
would have
then
loved
surely
this.
multiple balls makes for an
Rocket
even more
League.
euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
What? I was not paying attention. What did...
Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Oh, God.
More balls.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God! Stop! This is too much! Am I supposed to hit them all into the goal?
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Didn't make the noise. What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much.
Are you gonna trap me in here?
You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Did he just leave me in this? Oh my god! He just abandoned me in this game! He just left me here! I've been abandoned! Maybe there's a way down the goal? Please? Beg you? Let me go.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh, whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Bye! I can't... Where am I? Back to the Home Depot cards. I am so confused. He's not telling me what to do. I'm confused. Oh, I'm really confused. This way? This game really, I mean, I beat the game, but this is a longer ending to it, I swear. Being put into freaking Firewatch and then Rocket League. That's great. What in the world? This doesn't help me. What am I supposed to do? Come back, man!
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What does that mean? The guy just end up stuck down there? Oh my god, yep.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days?
Oh, that's different.
Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
We're gonna go through that other door.
Stanley felt lightheaded.
That was funny, though.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
I wouldn't mind going back into that again. That was really funny.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. We're going down. We're going down!
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
What?
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to...
What's up, Xander?
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? No! Unfair!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I think we got everything on the right. What?
When Stanley... Wait, what?
This is not...
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted.
This is
the game
not...
over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on.
Nope.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. All the doors are open. Oof. What door do I take? Crap. Where do I go? Let's go this way. Oh my god, it's a maze. Wait, what's this way? Do all these doors connect? All these doors connect.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
So lost. Oh my god, that was a disaster. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah,
what could it mean?
We've done this.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
God,
room.
are you gonna...
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What else are you gonna throw at me this time, bud? Watch. Not again!
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What do you mean? We normally go that way! Narrators on point. Nice.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This game's just... That first one was really short, but now it's what in the world?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
No.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Oh, please.
Do you remember, Stanley?
There's no door.
Do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yes!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh my god.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Nope. Alright. What's this way? There's still something over there?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
I'm sorry. I was wondering if something was there. Fine, we'll go towards the line. I don't recognize this area at all, man. We weren't over here. Where are you taking me?
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Here's a thought.
This game's really dumb. They're just like, that's it. It's over.
Even if there's no story there. Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? Why is there music playing? Holy shit, where the fuck am I going? This music. Oh my gosh, where am I? It's just... Oh no, I'm not swerving these little... Oh my gosh, this is never ending!
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
What? What?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
It looks like a fern. What? Why does that matter?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Oh God.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm confused. What? Where?
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
This game is something else. Dude, this game, it's a lot longer. Like, if you, get the beat the game
You know
reward.
what, Stanley?
But
I say forget the adventure line. What's
what?
it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sure.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Not insert. Oh my god.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay, I'll continue going down this hallway that's never ending. Holy crap.
Ah, a choice.
What?
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Okay.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each
Excuse
door
me?
has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? Oh,
Confusion ending.
confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
The narrator is gone after a long time.
So now,
Stanley.
according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it
Time to
really?
make up a story here. Narrator
No, it
restarts
can't
game
be.
7th.
I
Restart.
don't
There
want it
is
to be. I
no
don't
longer
want
an
the game to
office.
keep
Simply backspace
restarting.
wanders
I
in
don't
black.
want to forget
Finds
what's
a
going
bookstore,
on.
gets
I
bored,
don't
and
want to
the
be trapped
narrator
like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though
we're
they're always
waiting?
saying that
That's
life
not
is
a
about
story.
the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? New content? Huh?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I'm about to find out. Oh, wow, this game's a lot longer than what I actually thought it would be. What in the hell?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining
Is this
of
the
the game
ending?
for consoles and home computers. The Stanley
Interesting.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh yeah, this can't go wrong.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Sure.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god! You got jumps! I feel like I just wasted my time jumping 30 times. I can't jump anymore. I wasted my time.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
No!
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I feel like we're gonna be let down. What do I need to know the fern for?
That's it? You've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills,
No, let's continue with the jump circle!
Me having a great time together like always.
Because the jump circle seems like a great game. I think the jump circle, they should make that a game. You're just standing in a circle jumping. Oh god, this is a neat... What? Dude! This is not...
Stanley!
There's vent.
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I'm really curious. Let me in the vent. Let's go, man. Screwdriver in the vent. Where are we going?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant
Audience
something.
award?
Oh, the waste.
Good times. Hey, oh, look at that. Here's a $1 bill hanging up. Troop down memory lane. Smile because it happened. Wow. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Nominee. British Academy Award. Video game 2014. These all same. Looks like they are. Los Angeles. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Interesting.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
To detail what it says about the game's design, the illusion of choices, and the psychology of the gamers to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, where Dear Esther wastes realm of interactive entertainment. Stanley Parable uses as a subverts it. Where so many games that aspires to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever creating, even so holding the game to standard other titles is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review a game that has become known as the Stanley Parable HD? A full-scale reimagining one of the most intriguing mods available online. How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? Well, it's quite simple. You don't. That's great. That's absolutely amazing. I love that. Do I just go back the way I can? Oh. Oh, wait. What? Hey, look, it's the two doors! I don't know what that is.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I've always been someone who wants to go the wrong way first in games. When I sense that a game is trying to usher me down a certain path to get me to run left to right or to maybe change straight ahead, I need to satisfy my instinct to go against the grain, to explore, to see what the designs have put back there, to reward me for my behavior. At other times, my explorations are rewarded by only by the crushing disappointment of running up against an invisible wall. Whatever I feel I don't find, my actions is manifested of my desire. Exert some independence to make my own choices within a system that severely limits my options and encourages certain specific behavior. The Stanley Parable feels alive in its responsiveness to your choices and its desire to subvert your expectations and keep you on your toes. I think the Stanley Parable as a sort of game analog for Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the ways in which so many film manipulative audiences who formulate a plot twist and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons, while simultaneously moving me with its plot twists and which characters learned huge life lessons from. The Stanley Parable is both virtually simulating commentary on the nature of choice in-game and in systems too, like the world, workplace, and our families. And a game that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices ever confronted with in a game. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. I think that's so true. Wait, what's in there? The serious room? Oh, over here.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
About to find out. Whoa.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years.
Let me in.
I can't even imagine what's being collected
Let me in.
here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh God.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to
Not
play this game to full
recommended.
completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh, that poor... Where am I going? What? Hey, look, there's more. Oh man, I can't read it. Dang, man, I wanted to read the terrible reviews. Alright.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
While the idea for the game is good, becomes very repetitive and boring. In fact, despite all the alternate endings, the game's cameo appearances is sometimes thought-provoking. You get the idea it tries to communicate pretty fast, and it is repeating the whole no choice in game things over and over again. For somebody who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness is noise pass. So it's easy, nope.
but maybe it wasn't.
Revelation North.
Dear.
Very interesting.
What
It
an
is
awful memory
thought-provoking
to have to
only
hold on to.
in the first
These black
minute.
marks on my otherwise
Right.
unimpeachable
Well,
track
that sucks.
record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Nah, don't let those people get you. Oh God, probably gets worse.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded
But listening to
explanations
that
of what's happening.
patronizing
skip
voice
button.
droning on and on just isn't
skip
funny. You
button?
constantly have to stop doing
Well,
every
yes.
can catch
Yes, I
up.
think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
What?
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button.
Man, this game is super long. I'm honest here. This is like longer.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a
skip
shot.
button.
I'll pop you forward in time. Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your finger. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe.
I don't want to know. Hello? Hello? That doesn't sound good.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Shut up. Jesus.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Okay, let me skip this.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is...
Can't. But I'm here. Oh, sir. If... Sadie, what? I don't even know who that is. Oh. Well then. Let's click you again. Can I have an out? Please? Oh, look! Hey, can I get out? Let me out! No. Well, that's unfortunate. What the heck is our narrator? Is he dead? Is our narrator just gone? he die? Oh my god, how many more times do I have to... I didn't like that sound. Nope! Get out! That's not... What in the world? Hey! There's an opening! How long have I been out? Holy macromoly. I don't even know if I'm supposed to go. But I'm going! I'm getting further from this thing. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Okay, I feel like there's nowhere to go. Maybe I should go back and... Or not? Or not? Oh. Great.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
What? Well, now that's lit up.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Cool. What else, man? What do we got going this time? You gonna give me another game where I have to burn a baby again? What up, guys? Gotta get a drink. Because I really didn't like that burning a freaking... Oh, right, we're in the elevator again.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
What?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it
They're
even
back.
mean?
Two
But
doors.
The Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress.
Okay, the ferns look exactly the same as they did the first time.
Potential.
There's nothing different about those ferns. Interesting.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
How about you never shutting
That
up?
if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, cool, I can buy some merch. No one's here. Oh, what is this? The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket? Excuse me?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
Sure.
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Am I just gonna keep holding this oh, I guess the bucket's our thing now. That's cool.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video
Infinite
game?
hole.
That really should be an
Is this a
award
hole?
if it isn't already.
Not the hole. Oh, that's something else. Jumping circle. The button that says the name of the player that is playing. Wait, what? I want that button. Where's that button? Where is that button? Hear your name in the game. Yes! Give me the button!
I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person
I
named
am Jim.
I want you to imagine
I am
living
Jim.
with Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
Fine.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. You happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I work very hard on?
Is there a door? Do I just go? Oh, do I go through there? No? How do I get out? Oh. Never mind, I'm dumb.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright, let's go to the infinite hole.
Appreciate what I've created here.
Since that's what, That's new. Where's the hole? Get it here? What? There's a trophy. Free trophy. Infinite holes this way. This way? I'm assuming this way. Can I put this bucket down? I've had enough of this bucket. Open it? What?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay, cool.
see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I'm happy.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Nah.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Me.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
No, you're the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I'm pretty sure
Why don't
you
we
said
just put
something.
all
I
this
didn't say
behind us
anything.
and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite.
No.
If that works for you, then
Nope.
go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Why not? What? Why?
Great.
Fine.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas
Yeah,
for the sequel.
yeah. Way to ruin my fun for the infinite hole, dude. What happens if I go in it again?
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was
It's
that
shorter, man. We're gonna keep going in this hole. I think it's gonna get shorter.
Here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and
Okay.
come join me up above.
Oh, I plan on doing it again,
I'm
Xander. Trust me.
positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts thinking of you... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Was
there
my
it is.
plan.
The shame of... How is this still a plan? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see you scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
It's not doing anything.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Oh God.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more
Wait,
time with
no,
it than you
come
could ever have
back!
asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Let me out! Oh, sugar. I'm trapped. I can't jump. I can't get out. I'm stuck. What was that? Well, that music can't be good. What? I know, right? Why didn't I jump so... Well, this is becoming a problem. Let me out of the hole now! Narrator, this isn't funny anymore! Let me out! Oh god, I'm gonna be trapped down here forever. I'm doomed. So guys, this is where I die. This is where I die with my bucket. Me and my bucket. It's over. I can watch myself in third person. With my bucket, what? Oh my god. Change your perception? Oh my god! Puppies! I love it. That's me now, guys. Yep, that's me.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
What?
Look, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every
Let me
second
out.
of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
No.
And I'm looking forward to all of them.
Let me out.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back.
No! No! Come back! I shouldn't have jumped in that hole that last time. That was a mistake. Why couldn't it be a jumping circle? Oh, thank God I'm out of that hell.
Yeah, go on. Try out some of the new features.
You don't want to kill me anymore? I'm just curious. That's what I was doing. It's closed. I can't go back. I've been locked off from the hole. You locked me away. I can't go back. Get what here? Free trophy. I want a free trophy. Give me a free trophy. How do I get a free trophy? Pull the lever, receive your trophy. Oh, hell yeah.
Now here's something special.
Give me a
remember
trophy!
that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you put... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken.
What?
I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I want the trophy! There has to be a way to fix it. What can I do? Dang. You lied! There's no free trophy. I wanted a free trophy. But I wanted a trophy. Not fair.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jumping circle. Where is that? No, there was a circle. Where's the circle? Wait. Collectibles. Find them. Can you find what?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, that's not creepy at all. Give me a trophy. Trophy! Oh, there's 6 of them? Yo, bud. Oh. I'm dumb. Come on.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I want the jumping circle. Alright, jumping circle, where are you? It says over here. It says this way. It says the jumping circle is this way. What? But, what? Jumping circle down. Oh, it's not available? I can't go to the jump. Can I go back in here? Oh, man. You! Dang you. I wanted the jumping circle. Oh, here it is.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
But I want to jump. But I didn't realize I should have kept that. That's not fair. That's not cool. I have no idea. What's this? I already went there. I don't think I went this way. No.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
But I want an happy... Fine. That's not cool.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
There's more. That's new. What's new? What's this? literally just led me back. That's not what I want. Go back.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Let's go that way, those stairs. Settings, world, what? But. Okay, fine. Go this way. I am lost. I am confused. Where do I go from here? I'm pretty sure I saw just about everything. Yeah, I got the reassurance bucket. Office, got the infinite hole thing. Hi. Exit. Exit! What's up, Charters? Welcome back, my dude.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Sure. That's creepy. No screenshot.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but
what's this?
I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
What? Whoa. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 4...
Yeah, I already saw the intro.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
But
Stanley decided to go
this
to the
looks the
meeting room.
exact same
Perhaps
as the
he had
old
simply
one.
missed a memo.
Just you added a bunch of balloons. And the
Stanley
bucket!
picked up the bucket.
I need the bucket. Is there collectibles? Didn't he say collectibles? Oh, maybe there.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No thanks.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, God.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
We'll find out. Fine.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Oh,
Once
God.
upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
My bucket! It's your bucket. Press take me to
The
work with
Stanley
you.
Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this,
Where's my
obsessing
bucket?
over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
No.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk.
For sure
All it will
can.
ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't
Flash,
do
you missed it. We
anything
ended
else.
up in the Rocket League map in this game.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Sure.
Yes, I
Yeah.
suppose on closer inspection. that it
If I
doesn't
can at
quite
some
look
point,
like your
I'll go back
average
into
hardware
it and
store
show you.
bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
What?
Like
What
it would
is-
be better at moving
You know
an
what's
amount
weird
of
with this
water
bucket
from
thing?
one room to another.
Press to relive same day with me over and over. Oh, God.
God, what am I saying?
Oh, God!
Carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
My bucket! Go back to work, Stanley. You just told me that. Alright, let's see.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself.
In my bucket.
Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
No, we're going this way.
The correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
We're going to try and go through that door again.
The place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
Let's see.
took the door on his left.
See what?
No.
No.
To the meeting room.
Let's see what happens if we jump on that thing again.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Nope.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket
No,
was speaking
we're going
to
over
him.
here.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding
But I want
could
my
have
bucket.
dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
That's dark. Oh God!
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It
What?
is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual
What?
bucket.
What? How is that supposed to know?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What do you mean? It looks like a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is
Hey.
a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yep.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This
What?
is a bucket.
What? What? What do you mean?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Should I do no? No. Yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes, yes. Ooh, tough choice. Yes.
Trick question. Both.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I don't think it would have mattered what I did then.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No! Don't take my bucket! There's one there.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Oh my God.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
we'll go this
and
way.
entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Oh, is it going through this
something
again?
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
He had his
He
bucket.
looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Oh.
Who knows what sorts of
He
bizarre
got rid of his
hallucinations
bucket.
Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious. he
Wait,
exclaimed.
what?
Without my
Oh,
bucket, I've
crap.
gone truly mad. Where is it? I must
floating.
find it.
I was
Far off in the
floating.
distance now, he heard it calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after
God!
the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
What?
The real bucket was inside of him all along.
What?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
What? What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, God.
Mariella woke up on a day
Oh,
like
God.
any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket
guess
of
we're
comfort
bucket.
and security, and walked to her place of work.
Jesus.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? Holy cannoli! That shit. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not taking
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
That's
Stanley
okay.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
What's okay?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I want to see if
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
what happens
I'm
if I
not your
just fall
enemy, really,
again?
I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the
Oh,
story
it's the
and
same
no one
thing.
gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
What if I leap with the bucket? I wonder, hold up. I'm gonna grab this bucket. Where are you,
All of his
bucket?
co-workers were gone.
I-
What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Where's
go
the
to the
bucket?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Hey,
missed
bucket,
a memo.
come here.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
We're gonna
With the
do a
bucket
little
in his arms
plunge.
again, he was home.
We're gonna test a
Stanley
theory.
clutched the
I'm kind of
bucket tightly
curious.
to his chest. This was not the correct way to the
Yeah,
meeting
I
room.
don't care.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Jumping. I'm curious.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Can I just
the cargo
walk off?
lift, yes. Go.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
That's great. That's great. Love that.
All
Okay.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Got that one.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, they didn't. They went down again.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
What?
I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
We picked up a bucket, man. It's our friend.
Let's do it.
What? What are we doing? I was not listening to you at all, dude.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next?
Oh, God.
And it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Never!
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No!
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
But my bucket!
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No! Oh, my bucket and I can't leave him as our way out.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder
I can hold the bucket close to me.
The fans will be
I can't throw it in.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh, shit. Never! My bucket stays with me.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Do I still have my bucket? Do I still have my bucket? No, my bucket's here somewhere, Flash. Don't say... No,
All of his
man.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
My
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off, Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Fine.
and entered the door on his left.
I think I already went this way.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
I don't know
upstairs
where
to
I
the
went,
boss's
honestly.
office.
Maybe? I wonder if something will be different with this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What was it, 2-4 or
Crushed
something?
by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, 2845. That was close.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, collectible!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Cool. So collectible. Me and my bucket going on a trip to the basement
raced
or
downward,
something.
plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Me and my... Away. Me and my
Stanley and the
bucket.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I did that last time. Let's see, escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
What? Oh god, I can't even go back. The door
behind
shut.
them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No. I'm curious.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yep. Whoa. What? Oh no.
As the machine whirred into motion and
Oh,
Stanley and
no.
the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley
no.
reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself. And he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator. as Stanley and the bucket were led
What?
helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
What happened to our
but this
narrator?
one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Bucket. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void, but through the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched of substantiated knowledge of the bucket and its history is only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in the ignorance and darkness? Damn, my bucket died.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and reckless experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. What? What is this? Oh my god, it's a bunch of buckets. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh my god. Bucket! Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerful, alluring during that drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Is this still? Okay, yeah. For control of it, billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. The bucket stress presented without commentary. Wow. Oh my god. Cave drawing. Well, we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Oh my god. What in the
No
world?
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The bucket hanging bucket. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. What? What if I... Oh. Oh. Oh, I can't... Oh, I thought I could fall into that. Never mind. Can I get that bucket? Got the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh God.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to rise with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment of tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I died. Oh my God.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting today. Huh. Wonder if I do
Where are
this.
we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just
That's new.
smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What? There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Kidding yourself? I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this with the requirement. A large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Oh. Private but smelly place for an important person. A large room, lots of... What? Trust the competition instinct. These are all about the collectible now. How we can find them. Okay, so where? So 2 large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere both blue and red. So the blue and red was... Oh God, I don't even remember where that was. A large room, lots of boxes. Okay.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
I'm
It's
not
a
giving
bucket.
them the
It
bucket.
belongs in a broom closet. That's what the
Nope.
broom closet is trying to say here.
Nope.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Nope.
Good for you, Stanley.
Stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hold up. I'm trying to... Ah! Found another one!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines?
So,
yes, I think
how
I
did
like
I
that.
get the red and blue doors?
Stanlerine under your belt.
I don't remember how I got those, to be honest. Crap. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go upstairs. Shit, I'm in like a lose-lose situation, because I don't want to go down there, but I don't really think I have a choice. It's either up or down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
But
He
I
might
don't
be fired
care.
for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance
Yeah, it's
and
not
comfort.
his bucket,
And
yada
that's when
yada
Stanley
yada.
realized This isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all
I
terribly
need to figure out
wrong.
how to get to
Surely
the
no good would
red
come
and
from this.
blue
Who
doors
knows what
later.
sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
They've been
Now
repeating.
he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Yeah.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room
I
to
just
room,
want to get
passing
to
by
the
one
red and
bucket
blue
after the
doors
next. None of
again,
them were
because
his.
this is
None of
there.
them were his
But I have to
special
go through all
bucket.
this.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been
Inside
coming
him.
from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I wish I could skip some of this. It's just unique.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Yeah, I know. She
arose,
finds him,
got dressed,
and
picked up
he
her
didn't have
bucket
his
of comfort and
bucket.
security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course,
No
he was
bucket.
ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wonder if I just leave the bucket. Your doors aren't
Stanley
closing.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, you know what? I remember how to
It
get
was
to.
okay.
I think I do.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think it's this way and you go straight.
And so he detoured through the maintenance
think.
section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
Maybe?
and got back on track.
Crap, no, it's not. Ooey. How did I get the... Somewhere both red and blue. Private but smelly place for an important person.
Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
You would think that Maybe not. Has to be other doors I can open.
Coming to a staircase,
No!
Stanley walks
Damn it.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Has to be like another door I can open. This one? Nope. Ah, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What life would be had to pick just one? What? Okay. Weird. I didn't even know you could go in here. I wonder if I can... Oh! Can go in here too? I haven't been in here. What? Oh! Oh, crap! Let's go! I haven't been in here! Did that just whisper Stanley? Bam, bam, bam. Jesus, it's so long. Let me out. Thank you. Really? Maybe I go up? Let's try going up. I don't know. I don't know. I tried going down. It didn't take me anywhere. There has to be a reason. What? That elevator literally goes nowhere. It goes nowhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began while Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh dear Lord. Stop. Dude, open the door! You are annoying.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I go up? Oh man. Let me go down. Crap. Feel like I'm going in circles, rooms with flat boxes, and then I did the stairs, I did the bathroom. Huh. Red and blue, I don't even remember how to get to that.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Come on.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Yeah.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Just want to get through this.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Come on,
It was
let's hurry
unthinkable.
here.
Wasn't it?
Do,
Was it even
hurry up.
possible?
I
Had he
wanna
truly
get to where I
spent his
need to
entire
be.
life utterly blind to the world?
Ugh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
It must be
emotions.
like
Happy, or sad, or content.
can't
Walking,
go up there.
eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Two.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
3, where's 3? I got 1, 2. 5. Need 3. What? These numbers mean something. What? How do I get to that one? My question. There's one up there. How do I... No? There has to be a way to... I wonder if that's what it is. Is there a 0 somewhere? Can't open that. I wonder if that on the wall. Huh. But how do I get up to that? There has to be some way. How do I... Hold up. Is this gonna kill me? No. Well, how do I... There has to be another number somewhere. Because there's 5. I'm assuming that's 4. I don't want to go in there because they're going to shut the doors on me. These are closed. How do I don't know if the door will shut behind me. I got a feeling it will. I don't want it to. That's the problem. I don't want the door to shut behind me. 0, 5, 2, 1. Okay, that doesn't make sense either. 5, 2, 1. Maybe. Try it. I don't know where 0 is though. That's my... Unless it's up there, but how the heck do I get up there? There has to be some way. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Can't go through there. And that's blocked off. There's doors right here. Can't. Mind control status offline. Maybe. I feel like the doors will shut behind me on that, and that's what I'm concerned about. Maybe if I turn it. Please don't shut. Okay, the doors didn't shut behind me. Well, that's good. Maybe, what if I turn it on?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yep.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Lights
what a
on.
shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Doors
Mere
open.
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then die alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds.
That says 1.
Time doesn't grow on trees.
It all says 1.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Shut
up! Did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won?
Yes.
Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown.
Shit, how do I...
Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
Console disabled. What does that mean?
Another choice.
427!
Or don't. It's all
Shit.
the same to me. All a part of the joke. And
Oh, I'm dead. I didn't notice that.
Every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade.
I'm gonna do it again after.
The moment I say happily ever up.
I'm dead. I didn't see the computer said 427. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna do it again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm doing it again. I'm really
Stanley
curious
decided to
what
go
will
to the
happen.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What way did we go? Was it right? I'm pretty sure it was right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
I
room.
think either
and
way,
Stanley knew
I'm
it
pretty
perfectly
sure it'll
well.
put me back on track
Perhaps he
at some
wanted to
point
stop by
if I
the
go in the right
employee
way.
lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But
Yeah,
eager to
okay,
get
I'll
back
take
to
the
business, toured through the
And,
maintenance
okay,
section,
here we go.
walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Alright. Now I'll go back down. Do this again.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to
I
the
didn't
office.
see those
He wanted
numbers.
to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go.
Wait. Crap, did I screw up?
From here, it's left.
I think I messed up.
Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake.
I went the wrong way.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Thanks.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down...
It was upstairs,
left,
right?
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely...
Crap, I went the wrong way. Dang it. Is there a way to, like, just murder myself?
No,
I went the wrong way, guys.
No.
I'm in
This
the wrong
isn't right
spot.
at all. You're not supposed to be here yet.
Just
This
reset
is all a
me.
spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to
I know what I need to
I'm
do.
kidding. It's all rubbish now.
Supposed to go
The whole
upstairs.
story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Pretty
the
sure
meeting
this is
room.
gonna put me in
Perhaps he
like
had
a
simply
messed
missed a
up
memo.
spot. Yeah, this puts me in this spot. I'm
Couldn't
gonna have to
Stanley-
do
wait,
this like 5
what?
times.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over. Completely
I went the
fresh.
wrong way!
Everything
Let
should
me
be-
go!
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were
Is there a way, like,
back in that room with all the monitors?
there's only a way to
Did you
begin
move
again.
the story
It's cool, it changed the sequel.
somewhere, or hold on? Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Is there like a
I know
death
for
scene
sure
somewhere?
that it's
I
here
just
somewhere.
wanna
Okay, then. It's an
quicken this
adventure.
up.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I don't want to find a story. I just want to get to where I need to be. But you...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh my god. I just want to get to where I was. Please, please, just like...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yep,
what could it
that's
mean?
cool. I
Stanley
don't
decided
care.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And that's gonna put me in the no room. No doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, okay. Please. No!
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
So, well, I got in a spot that I didn't mean to be, and I'm back in a place I've already completed, and now I'm kind of stuck doing this.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
No,
onward, Stanley,
it
to
doesn't.
destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Now wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Not again.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It's fine with me. I'm trying to get to where I need to be again.
A choice.
Jesus.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this?
Oh my God.
Ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
Oh my God,
happen?
shut up, narrator.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. We gotta go. Oh, that's closed off. We gotta go up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. Gotta go in here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Never mind, didn't have to do anything. He did it. Okay, yep, this is where I need to be. Let's go down! Alright, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully this time I don't mess up. Last time I
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
I didn't
Mind
see the
Control
button
Facility.
until afterwards.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Alright.
But here was the proof. The
Here
heart
we
of the
go.
operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure
I saw a number at some point. Where did I see that?
Even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
What? You can't really sprint. Oh, that is not fair. Oh. Alright. Well, it is 9:30 and I gotta get up early in the morning. But I will be back tomorrow with more. So, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.